veracity in the question on this. Yes, Piltdown was a famous hoax. Yes, one or two other alleged fossils haven't turned out, but Neanderthals, if it was true that an early theory regarding them was that they were had some dietary deficiency or deformed or whatnot, but there's a very detailed record of Neanderthals. There are hundreds of Neanderthal specimens. Furthermore, whether they were human in our sense or not, i.e. could interbreed with us, is not quite clear. I would assume they could. Whether they left any genes in our current population, I don't know. I do know that mitochondrial DNA that was extracted from a Neanderthal, measured through geological time, it could be about 500,000 years old, showed that their mitochondria was just at the outer edge of the complete range of human variability, present human variability in that regard. Now, Neanderthals are a trivial portion of the fossil record of hominids going backwards. Homo erectus, as it's called, is spread all through Asia, found in Africa, spread through Europe, and that goes back to 1 million years, and there are again hundreds of fossils. You are talking gross dishonesty when you act as if every single fossil has been discredited as a hoax or as a dietary deformity. That is
the Neanderthals, about 300 have been found. Their brain is bigger than ours. Their average height is roughly the same as today, 5'9" for the males, 5'3" for the females. The same skull was given to 9 artists. Here's the pictures. They said, what did it look like? They got 9 different pictures. What would you like it to look like? And as anybody knows, an artist can make things, look more ape-like or more human-like. Jack Cavazzo, orthodontist for 32 years, studied the growth bones of the human face and said the bones of your brow ridge never stop growing, as do most bones in your face grow continually. If a person lived past 100 or 200, their bones would be huge over their eyebrow. The Bible teaches right after the flood, people lived to be 400 for a few generations. My contention would be the Neanderthals are simply post-flood people that were living to great age. They're perfectly normal human, and they're recognizable as human. You mentioned Homo erectus. This one has been proven wrong for quite some time ago. I'm surprised you would mention that. Just bring it up here. Wait for time for questions, please. Those of you in the audience who have got something to say, then do it in order, please. Okay. Homo erectus. Here we go. Used to be called Java Man. Later called Pithecanthropus erectus. Date of evolution is at 500,000 years old, like you said. It was made from the first one was made from a few scraps of bone found in 1891 by a Dutch anatomist named Dr. DeBaugh. He had gone to evolution to look for missing links. He's not an unbiased observer. He hired a bunch of convicts out of the prison to go find bones. They were rewarded if they found bones and brought them back to him. What he found was an ape skull cap, 3 human teeth, and a thigh bone, which was obviously human. And found 50 feet away a year later. He put them together and said he found a missing link. He hid the fact that he found 2 human skulls in the same area, normal humans. He hid them under his bed, under the floorboard of his cottage there. So the Homo erectus, I think you need to read the book, this book, Bones of Contention, and I'll send you one if you'll read it, about the so-called caveman by Marvin Lubenow, who spent 25 years studying all of these. So I think you're mistaken if you think there's evidence. Okay.
We're going to have a quick 5-minute pause so I can grab the question. And so please don't get up because it's not. And we'll start with questions of Dr. Travers. And Dr. Travers, if you could respond in 5 minutes about for each question. Yeah. All right, fine. Okay. And then you can give a quick rebuttal to his answer, and then you will have a question and you can do the same. So we'll try and get through as many questions as possible. Okay. The first question is, could you please explain the major leap that life made as it went from non-living chemicals to living DNA? Please show evidence of how DNA was produced from non-living chemicals, i.e. amino acids.
Well, DNA was not be made up of amino acids. DNA directs the construction of amino acids. The first light chemical is believed to be RNA to DNA, but I'm just going to plead complete ignorance here. This is biochemistry, which I've never mastered. Never even had organic chemistry as a course, and I know a little bit about the story of the transition from non-living material to living molecules, but I don't know about it in any detail. I can say that it is sometimes misrepresented in stuff I've seen on his website as being inherently absurd or implausible. But if a molecule came along that was self-replicating, then natural selection takes over and tends to select for any modifications of that molecule that enhance its ability to propagate itself, to use various chemicals from the surrounding environment and so on. But this is not my field at all. And it's one reason why I had asked Dr. Hogan, and he kindly agreed, to kind of limit our argument, not to stellar evolution, chemical evolution, and even the transition to life, but what happened once life got it.
Okay, thank you. Notice what he said. He said, if a molecule came along that was self-replicating, that's a religion. He believes it might have happened. If it did, well, that's not science. My whole point is, you just let you float in and out of science freely between your science and your religion and don't even see that you've done it. That's not science. Okay, science deals with things we can observe and test and demonstrate. The truth of the matter is that DNA is absolutely the most complex molecule in the universe. There is nothing close to a DNA molecule, or an RNA molecule for that matter. To think it happened by chance is ludicrous, okay? If somebody wants to believe that, that's fine. But the DNA molecule is so complex, it's been calculated the probability of one of these molecules arranging itself by chance is 1 times 10 to the 119,000th power, which is a big number when you consider the entire visible universe is 10 to the 28 inches in diameter. It just couldn't happen. Now, if you want to believe it happened, that's great. You believe whatever you want, but don't make all the taxpayers pay to put that in the schools. That's a fairy tale for drunks.
Don't chimps and humans share over 90% of their DNA?
Chimps and humans do share a large percentage of DNA. They used to think it was 98.6. The truth of the matter is now it's been proven to be 95%. I have the documentation here. If you'd like to get that. Even if there are similarities between humans and chimps in their DNA structure, that does not prove a common ancestor. There are similarities between Hondas and Toyotas, too. They both have 4 wheels and a steering wheel and windows. It doesn't prove any relationship. Okay? Barney Maddox, the leading genome researcher, said... They're trying to eat up my time, I'm sure, is what it is. It's the evidence for their theory, so therefore, it's an ad hominem attack. Dr. Barney Maddox said, and he was the leading genetic genome researcher, he said, concerning these genetic differences, the genetic difference between human and his nearest relative, the chimpanzee, is at least 1.6%. That doesn't sound like much, but calculated out, that's a gap of 48 million nucleotides, and a change of only 3 nucleotides is fatal to an animal. There is no possibility of change. So he's the guy who did it and said it can't happen. They've now proven it's only 95% similarity. Okay. I agree, there's probably 95% similar DNA between humans and chimps and probably lots of creatures. But that still doesn't prove any relationship. I think you could look at the library down the corner here and find out there are thousands of similarities between the books of Shakespeare. It doesn't prove any relationship other than the common author. It doesn't prove that, Hamlet and Macbeth evolved into,